in and see if they can't help me out. Like, because I don't get service. This phone plan with Boost Mobile is a pain in the ass. Because it's already so... It feels a lot hotter. I'm going to go up on this hill where the beach is so I'll get better service. Because God knows nothing's easy for me. You know, if it's not difficult, it's not me. Oh, it's such a pretty day. Oh, speed bump. So it looks like they're going to try to kill him. It looks like he's up for the death penalty. You know, something that's crazy to me is the fact that Eric Adams absolutely ruined New York. New York could literally break off and wash out into the ocean and nobody would care. Nobody, not even the residents. I think the residents would be happy. They'd be like, finally, we're going home. They're trying to kill him. Luigi Mangoni. They're trying to kill him. So, literally, I'm not speaking as in joking. They have charged him with terrorism. As the city of New York, Brooklyn, the Bronx are completely overran with illegal immigrants wreaking havoc on the city of New York, on the residents of New York. The actual terrorists that are running around that are here illegally, Eric Adams doesn't care anything about the actual terrorist that is on his soil. He cares about Luigi. And they're going to try to kill him. He's up for the death penalty. Listen, if they kill this poor boy over this, there will be riots in the fucking street. Mark my words. If they put this boy on death row, there will absolutely be riots in the fucking streets over this. We thought that him getting busted, you know, people were disappointed in that. Just wait till they try to put him on death row, honey. This is ridiculous, first of all. Once again, New York City is a shit show because of Eric Adams. How does a mayor who has allowed terrorism to take place on his soil turn around and charge a child with terrorism who was actually affected by medical and insurance professionals? Like, it doesn't even make sense, but it goes to show that there is no rhyme and reason when it comes to the justice system. They do things to make themselves feel better. You know, there's shootings that happen every single day across this country, and half of the shootings that take place, we don't even have a suspect for. But let it be a millionaire who has been fucking over the American public for 21 years. And because that company is so high up, and they have people that are bought and paid for, you best believe it, they want to make a big deal about this one guy getting killed. So first of all, they are using a 9/11 terrorism law to charge him with terrorism so that they can put death penalty on the table. That's what they want, is to kill him. So it looks like he was indicted on charges of murder and an act of terrorism. Under the state law, that allows for stiffer sentences. He qualifies for the death penalty. I don't know why this article is sugarcoating shit. He qualifies for the death penalty under that terrorism law. And this is actually the first time in our nation's history that an individual gunned down a different individual that has ever been charged with terrorism. If this sounds like an unusual application of terrorism law, it's the first time the statute has been applied to a case that wasn't about cross-border extremism or a plot to kill in masses of people. So usually we would see that, God, it's hot already, y'all. says it's 60, but with that sun coming down, it gets hot in here. It says that usually they enact this law when we have people come from other countries that are trying to commit acts of terrorism, actual acts of terrorism. So he was extradited yesterday. It says Magoni was charged with first-degree and second-degree murder counts that specifically refer to a New York law that addresses terrorism, essentially an add-on charge to his existing criminal statutes. It says that an underlying offense constitutes a crime of terrorism if it's done with intent to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, influence policy of a unit by government, or intimidation or coercion. They're trying to say that him gunning down Brian was such a severe case that it caused mass hysteria and it scared other CEOs, and he did it to intimidate. Absolutely. Absolutely. He sure did. He sure did. And look at all the good that's come already. It's sad. Ain't it sad that somebody has to break the law to prove a point that we have a problem? I'm not saying what he did is right, but what I am saying is he does not qualify for the death penalty. Absolutely not. You got thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of illegal Venezuelan criminals, part of the TDA gang, terrorizing New York right now. And you care about this boy, who probably had a back surgery that he didn't need, in my opinion, which left him more damaged, needing an additional back surgery, which was already scheduled? Absolutely not. These people are off their fucking rocker. If y'all don't get Mayor Adams out of your fucking New York City, things are just going to keep getting worse and worse for you guys. So the defendant is charged with a crime of terrorism. So they don't even enforce the death penalty. But who's to say that they won't? So this law, the state lawmakers passed in 2001, 6 days after the September 11th attacks, saying that the state needed legislation that's specifically designed to combat the evils of terrorism. And this was not just for the federal courts. Then State Senator Michael Balboni, who was among the law's leading pushers of this policy, recalls pointing out that many cases come via through state and law enforcement. So they made this law that was good across the board. State, federal. Many other states followed suit and passed similar laws. Now, hold on one second. They're saying that he did this to cause, with the intent to intimidate or coerce, or, yes, coerce a civilized population. Influence the policy of a unit of government by intimidation. There's been no comprehensive count of cases where the anti-terrorism statute was used, because it can be layered onto many different types of charges, from weapons possession to murder. The specific first-degree murder in furtherance of an act of terrorism charged against Maloney has been top count in only 3 other cases statewide. So they've only used this thing like 3 or 4 fucking times in the whole time that it was even enacted and the legislation was passed on it. In New York City alone, over a half a dozen cases of various shorts have been used. Hold on. Lord, who writes this shit? Like, y'all, literally, I could do so much better, and I need fucking reading and writing classes. So it looks like in 2004, there was an indictment of a Bronx gang member. He was accused of killing a 10-year-old girl and paralyzing a man at a christening party. How is that terrorism? Yeah, he's a bad person, but how is that terrorism? So there looks like there was a case of some people plotting to bomb synagogues. That's terrorism. Absolutely, that's a place of worship. That is to incite fear. Okay? Like, it's to... Then there was some other people, they had a plan to build pipe bombs. And they were trying to undermine public support for the U.S. wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Yes, that's terrorism. So there looks like there was a white supremacist who killed a black man because of racial hatred. Yes, that falls under terrorism. Well, I don't know. Was he doing it to... I mean, it says white supremacist, so if he's part of the damn KKK, then, you know, that's... What would that be called? That would be, what is it when it's on your own soil? Domestic terrorism. There you go. Domestic. That means... Oh, import. Never mind. Sorry. I get confused listen, I get confused on domestic and, yeah. Anyways, this is crazy to me because I just feel like they're using him. They're taking all their anger out on this kid who was a victim in this to start with. And they have tons of terrorists running around in New York. And they don't care about those terrorists. The ones that our tax dollars are feeding, housing, clothing, educating. They don't care about the actual terrorist. They want to make this kid out to be worse than what he actually is. How many people this year have I reported on illegal immigrants that were in New York raping and killing women, children, trying to kidnap children? But y'all want to try to kill this guy. And it says that, so the news is saying, oh, he's up for the death penalty. New York state law, they do not enforce the death penalty, so he would get life in prison. I'm sorry, but I just don't feel like he deserves life in prison. I don't. He's already going to be confined to a bed for the majority of his life. Incapable of living the active lifestyle that he used to live. He's already got enough fucking punishment for shit that's not even his fault from these medical professionals and these insurance companies. I just, you know, I'd be good with 15 years. What about you? 15? Does that sound kind of right? 15 years? Maybe 20? He'll be out by 46. But to have all of those known terrorists running around in New York, committing crimes, killing children, killing women, raping women, trying to kidnap them, robbing stores, robbing bodegas. I mean, you can't even go get deodorant or toothpaste without having to get assistance because everything's locked up from all the looting. It's just ironic, isn't it? You're going to charge this guy with terrorism, and you've got terrorists all over New York. Criminals running the streets. The TDA gang, which is absolutely a criminal organization. You don't see them charging them with terrorism. Why is that? He deserves 15 years. That's about it. His punishment is already coming to him through his incapabilities of being able to live a free fucking life, you know? It's absolutely torture on the mind to want the body to do something that it can't do. It's absolute torture. It's hell on earth to want to go skate. Oh God, hold on. It is a beautiful day, Lexi. Very beautiful day. It's already hot in here. It's 61 and it's hot. Like, I'm sweating. I had to take my sweater off. I wonder if they got the canoes and kayaks out. Oh, it don't look like it. This road, I love these trees, first of all. I was at the ocean, but it's a little windy over there. I need to start cleaning out this. Look, before I shower, I want to clean. I still have not vacuumed. I haven't had time. We'll do that this weekend. So I like to go. I got a little friend that works over there. He rents the kayaks and stuff. Cool guy. Hippie. I'm going to my favorite spot. There's nobody here. I love this. I'm preparing for Christmas with a positive mind that I will have the park to myself. Oh, hey, Laura. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. Sent me by ambulance in the hospital. God, how much is that over there? Yeah, they say that onions and socks. Hey, Metalhead. Sorry, I was reading outside. Okay. Nothing fits. This bra I used to wear when I was 200 pounds. So it's huge. Everything's huge. I wonder how much an ER visit is there in comparison to, like, here, you know? First of all, I checked my P.O. box last night. And thank God I went in there when I did, because dude was walking out the thing and he's like, wait a second, I got something for you. It won't fit in your box. So I've never tried this, so we're going to open it this morning. This one I had last time that somebody sent me. They sent me another one. Thank you so much, because this is what I live on when I'm stressed. It's the only thing I can get down that'll help me feel better. Also, they sent me a beanie. Thank you. So excited. It smells like hot cocoa. I can't get the scoop. How many do I do? 1 scoop. Ooh, now it's getting cold again. It's like if you're not in the sun. So 1 scoop. And this is whey double chocolate gold standard. 24 grams of protein. I think this one has 25 grams of protein. I went through that other one in less than like 3 weeks. I go through this stuff. When you're drinking 2 or 3 shakes a day, you just go through it, man. But I've got to keep putting on weight like I have been. I mean, I think I've gained like, I don't know what I was when I got out of jail. But I know I'd lost weight when I was in there because I can't eat jail food. I'll die before I eat that shit. I was the same way when I went to prison for 5 years. I didn't eat that jail food. Sure didn't. I lived on fucking noodles and tuna and sausages and shit like that. That shit ages you. That ain't even real food. That shit, some of the boxes even say, not for human consumption. Did you know that? I worked in the kitchen. It literally says on the box, not for human consumption. And they feed it to inmates in jail. Specifically the meat that typically says that, which is soy. I think it's made for other animals, probably livestock. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I just know what the boxes said. And I know it was the main reason I quit working in the kitchen. I put too much water. It's getting cold again. First of all, I could have done this like last week, but you know, I ain't had time. Ugh, I can't get it connected. All right. My water filled up. Yo, I mean, for real though. It's just so stupid. Trying to kill him over some bullshit. There's gang shootings every fucking day. Those are targeted hits. You know what I mean? When we have gangs that are rivals and they're out in the street fighting each other, that's a targeted hit. Just like Brian was a targeted hit. So, oh, that's right. He was a millionaire. That's why. Because he was a millionaire. Because he was the CEO of United Healthcare. That's why. Absolutely, that's why they're trying to fry him. And if you go look at the media right now, they're talking about trying to kill him. And then I read that that New York doesn't even have the death penalty. More gaslighting. Trash. Oh my God, y'all. Trash. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. God. Thank God I don't have problems with the police anymore. They pull me over there. They don't think I'm doing drugs. It's because there's... I hate putting them back on, you know, and you're going down the road and you're like, fuck this. And you just drop it in the cup holder. Hello to the UK. Oh, Laura. Listen, if it's anything like America, you can just come back here and you'll probably just get some phone calls for the next 50 years. You know, they'll be like, you still owe us money from where you were in Spain. Listen. What they gonna do? Damn, repossess your damn home because, you know, what they gonna do? Freeze your assets in America from fucking Barcelona? I don't think they can, but you never know what they can do. Listen, I've had some sketchy shit go down with some damn medical company. So, speaking of which, I got LabCorp that keeps calling me. They want a damn $180 from where I went to a job interview. I had a job interview. That job interview sent me to LabCorp to pee in a cup. I passed the drug test, and the next day the company was out of business. So I never got reimbursed for that drug test, nor did they ever pay LabCorp for it. So guess who got the bill? That's the kind of luck I have in the job market. And they're not the only ones. I've had 2 different companies stick me with drug test bills. 2 of them. Yeah, go pee in a cup. Go pee in a cup. Get up to the window. They're like, yeah, the payment's going to be blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. The company sent me over here. Oh, we'll contact them. Okay, we got it. And then weeks later.
Could you try again?
Weeks later, the next day, one company went out, and then another one, they were gone too. They went out of business within a few weeks of me taking a drug test. It's just like, what the fuck is going on out here? Y'all ain't even got your shit together trying to hire people, sticking them with the damn bills. Oh,
sorry.
Oh my God, girl. If I needed her, she wouldn't be here to help me. If I was like, hey Siri, I need help, she'd be sitting there going, sorry, I didn't get that. Sorry, I didn't get that. Oh wow, I was looking for these. And that. I don't know how this gets so bad. My freaking hair is like making my nose itch. I mean, it really goes to show that certain cities and states can just do whatever they want. You didn't give a damn when the residents of New York were getting mugged and raped and killed by gang members. The TDA. Technically, that's a terrorist organization. Technically. What do? They try to insert themselves to obtain power, to spread fear, to coerce people into behaving the way that the gang wants them to behave and doing what they want to do. That's terrorism. That's what we just read. That was the definition. Trying to control people through terror. That's what the TDA gang does. That's what they did in Aurora. That's what they've done in Tennessee. That's what they've done in New York. So you have known gang members that rape, murder, coerce, and use their power to control a population of people in different communities. And that's okay. But let some poor boy who was completely isolated in extreme amounts of pain seek his revenge on this healthcare company. And y'all get y'all's panties sewn in a bunch. Y'all trying to kill the poor kid. But y'all don't give a shit about the actual terrorists that are on American soil. The hundreds of thousands of Chinese immigrants who are fucking setting up camp and surveilling us through drones and shit. You don't give a fuck about actual terrorism. You want to destroy this young kid's life. I mean, and he destroyed his own life. Let me be clear. He destroyed his own life the moment that he gunned down Byrne. But what I am saying is, isn't it ironic that we have actual terrorists on American soil that hate Americans, that are open about it, that display this? They're out here wreaking havoc, raping and killing women, conducting organized crime through apartment complexes in Aurora. And that's not the only one. But actual counts of terrorism you don't give a fuck about. But let's make this boy a terrorist. It'll make the public even madder. That's smart. And you know, quite frankly, Healthcare should not be anywhere what it is in this country. We have the most expensive country in the world when it comes to healthcare. Most countries have free insurance. Most countries operate completely different than how we operate. And it's because these companies are bought and paid for. Hospitals, doctors' offices, they're bought and paid for by Big Farm. They're bought and paid for by the LGBTQ plus. Absolutely. They're bought and paid for by Big Farm, and they don't even push healthcare that actually works anymore. They push pills and surgeries so they can make money. All of us have been victimized by the U.S. healthcare system if you're a U.S. citizen. All of us. And I just don't feel like he deserves life in prison and or the death penalty. We got people out here that mess with children several times. American citizens that get out, mess with children, go back to jail, get out, mess with more children, go back to jail, get out, mess with more children, go back to jail. And y'all just let them bounce in and out of the court system, offending as many children as they can with no consequences or actual repercussions. But let's burn this kid at the stake that was actually a victim in all of this to start with. That was the motive, him being victimized. I just don't agree with it, and I'm not saying what he did is right, but it's interesting. It's very interesting. Brian made a lot of money. He made a lot of money. More than you or I will ever see. He made a lot of money. Have you seen all those storefronts? Yeah, I'm not quite sure where you're talking about, but just don't pay your medical bills. I don't, and I still have an 800 credit score. Sounds about right. I think so. Are you talking about in general, Laura? Like a lot of the cities are just completely empty. Like where there used to be storefronts, there's not anymore. There's not. Businesses, there's more businesses going out of business than coming in business. Like, I don't care what this government wants to say. I'm out here in these streets going storefront to storefront, and there's absolutely more businesses going out of business than we have opening. That's going to be a huge problem in the next few years. It already is. You know, the job market, everybody I know that is looking for work has been going through it. And if not months, years, like myself. So if this continues and we keep having all these businesses shut down and we're not really adding jobs like they say that we are, it's just that unemployment will continue to go up. And it varies state by state. I think one of the reasons that Florida is always building. They are always down here working, and that's something that's different than the northern states. It's like since COVID, the northern states, everybody's going out of business, and all of the construction, all of the plans to add new businesses have been halted since 2020. But in Florida, everywhere you go, they're building new shit. I will say that Florida is a lot different than some of them northern states that I've been to, West Virginia, North Carolina. It seems like all of those plans to build kind of got halted. Nobody can pay their rent. People ain't got no money to spend. It's a little different in Florida because this is a Republican-ran state. And North Carolina used to be, but they're a liberal state now. I don't care how the majority voted. Even the majority that voted for Trump are still sheep, and they behave that way when you see them in public. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. They might have voted for Trump, but that was in secret, in secret. They would never tell their friends, their neighbors, or anyone that they work with. They're an in the closet Trump supporter. But they behave like liberals. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, that's a Democratic state now. I mean, our governor, Roy Cooper, he's been in power for 2 decades. I don't even know. And he's a Democrat. So, yeah. Keep voting them idiots in, and y'all are going to stay hurting up there. Y'all are going to... I see why my siblings fled the fucking state. All of them. I'm the only one that got stuck there. Out of 8 fucking kids, potentially. Only one that got stuck there. And I'm not stuck there. It's not home anymore. They need I talked to the DMV, they need an address, a permanent address for me to register in this state. So that's why I haven't, and that's why I didn't last year, and that's why I didn't the year before that when I lived here, you know? Because you have to have a physical home address to register. So unfortunately, being a van lifer, I can't register out of state. But I kind of already knew that because somebody asked me that a few weeks ago, and I told you guys that. Good morning, Cheryl. Thank you. Good morning, Gold Digger. Eric. Hello. Open a P.O. box in Florida. I don't think they'll use that, though. That's what I'm saying. It has to be like a house address. But I don't know. I guess I can ask her. I don't think... She said a physical address. So I'm assuming that that's not a P.O. box. But I don't know. You never know. This is Florida. They might have some loophole. They have 1 million van lifers here. So, you know, they're actually very accepting of van lifers in the area that I'm in and pretty much the whole state. People down here get it. They understand that people simply cannot afford to pay $2,000 a month in rent. They get it. They see their own insurance going up. Their property taxes going up. They know what it is. In the beginning. Oh, okay. I know, that's what I'm saying, Lisa. I don't know why. Don't say that, Cheryl. Thank you. I hope not. Are you going to try to, like, car life, or are you going to be, like, couch surfing? I had to car life because I don't know anybody to couch surf with. I don't trust anybody that I used to deal with. They're not good people to be around. I am by myself for a reason. Personal choice. I like to call it being smart. I got coffee on this shirt earlier. I hope it comes out. Because I literally... Where's that? There it is. Because I've literally only wore it once before I already started down. These are dirty. Alright, let's get in here. Because I know... You know, honestly, if I pulled everything out and reorganized, it'd probably be in my best benefit, but I'm not because I'm too lazy. Without money. So, yeah, most people get paid and then they're fucking broke till the following payday. That's that shit that I'm talking about. Like, it's not right. I've got acne medication on my face because I felt like I had a crater coming up on my forehead. So I just put it everywhere because it's just easier to do that, you know? I'm trying to get all this trash out of here so I can throw this stuff away. I'm gonna smoke until I die. Yeah, well, living out of a car makes depression and stuff like that worse, unfortunately, because of the treatment that you're going to receive from society. Unfortunately, because you're comfortable living out of a car doesn't mean that everybody else in society is. And matter of fact, it puts a target on your back. People want to think poorly of you. They think you're on drugs. They think that you're doing stupid shit that you're not. And you know, it's crazy because it'd be the most judgmental people that are actually out here doing the evil shit, you know? Thinking that everybody, it's what it is they think that everybody's up to what they're up to. And because they do drugs, they think everybody else does drugs. And a lot of people do drugs that are in this situation, you know. But not all. And most people that live out of cars, they simply cannot afford rent. That's fact. I don't make the rules. That's statistical studies. And they've actually done quite a few new studies this year, and all of them concluded the same thing. The majority of people that are homeless are there because of circumstances, not because of drugs and alcohol. I'm glad that they do these studies. I think that that's what people need to know, this information, so that they can simply understand that that could have been them. If you've thought, how am I going to pay rent this year at all? Just know that you got lucky to pay rent and not be on the streets. A lot of people just don't get lucky. And they can't pay rent. And the next thing you know, they're evicted. It's not their fault. It's the system's fault. I need to pack a bag to damn shower. I don't have a stand anymore. I don't know what happened to it. It really sucks that a lot of our elderly people who are on fixed incomes that have worked for, you know, their whole lives, they can't even make ends meet. It's screwed up. People of color, they're disproportionately thrown out on the streets more than whites. Statistical information always helps, just so you know. But also, people of color disproportionately face harder circumstances a lot in life than other races too, statistically speaking. It has more to do with generation, but you know, kind of like me, I was raised by a bunch of idiots, and I grew up to be an idiot because of it. I'm not saying that my mother was an idiot. She was a product of her environment, but the way that I was raised was idiotic, and it produced a violent offender that, you know, it produced all of the bad parts of me, you know, 20 years ago. It's what happens when generation after generation has children that they don't know how to raise and they don't know how to be parents to. And I'm a victim and a perpetrator of this. I see both sides. Unfortunately, though, or fortunately, I think I was smarter than my parents by handing my children off to somebody who can better raise them than I can, financially and maybe emotionally too, you know. I wish my parents would have done that to start with. Maybe I would have had a family that was, you know, could have raised me and geared me in the right direction. But I think my mother's pride stood in the way of giving me up for adoption. She already had to give a different child up for adoption, and she held on to me and one of my other siblings tooth and nail, even though clearly she didn't need us, especially bringing these children into an abusive home with a new husband who was abusive. I just wish that she could have done things differently, but that's part of life. I don't know too many people that are completely content with the way that they were raised. Most people are like, that was weird. I don't know, maybe not everybody. If you're one of the people that don't look back on your childhood and say, that was abuse, then you got lucky. You got lucky. Be grateful. Be grateful. But most everybody I know looks back on their childhood and they're like, what the fuck? For real? For real, for real? I need a towel. Ooh. Ooh. It is hair washing day, so I'll take the big one. I'm trying to decide what the weather's going to be, Jelly Bean. My ass is going to look so good in these. I have not wore these in a few weeks. We'll put these on. They're wrinkled, but it's okay. Jesus will knock the wrinkles out of them. Jesus has got this. God, y'all, I love it when it's like this out here and nobody's out here. I love it. Because your girl is not a people person, okay? Okay? We'll do this tank top, some socks. I need a jacket. And I know I'm going to be taking it off and putting it on because I'm going to do the cow print one with this little tank underneath. Because 1 minute it's hot, and the next minute it's cold, and then it's hot, and then it's cold. I wish I had more shirts. I don't really have shirts. Fuck it. Oh, now I can't get this to close. Oh my God. Oh God, screw it. Just screw it. The bed's just gonna have to be up in the air. I can't get the damn thing. Welcome to car life. The mattress is up in the air because the sleeping bag is underneath it. I mean, if it applies, maybe you shouldn't take things personal. That's just been my experience. I don't think I've met too many decent people in North Carolina, if I'm being honest. I had one good I've had two good attorneys. Let me really think about it. I've had two wonderful attorneys, one of which in open court said, this is illegal, y'all are violating her rights, blah, 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 blah. Love her. She ended up leaving law over that. Feel horrible for that, but, you know, I think that being prosecuted and persecuted for stuff I didn't do was enough to send her over the edge and make her realize that she was working for the wrong team. So, yeah, I've met two good attorneys. My old criminal defense attorney who genuinely give a fuck if I lived or died. One of the few people in my life that told me I needed to get it together, get clean. I knew him very well. I worked extensively with him for however long I was in and out of jail, 12, 15 years. Every time I was in trouble, I was calling Bruce. And every time he would come, get my ass out of jail and be like, girl, you got to get your shit together. When you gonna get clean? When you gonna get clean? When you gonna get clean? So I can think of two. I had a music teacher growing up. She never treated me funny because she was jealous of me. She never hit me. She never cussed me out. She never said a mean word to me. And matter of fact, she actually encouraged me to continue with music and to continue to sign up for talent shows and events like that when I was a kid, because I did all kinds of shows. And she was great. She taught middle school at Southern Alamance Middle. Who else? Oh, Mr. Covington. Mr. Covington's a good guy. Male prison guard. Met him when I was 14. Spent 2 years with him overseeing the Juvenile Youth Development Center that I was at. Mr. Covington used to play ball with me, football all the time. And when I went to prison in 2008 or 9, when I was doing my time in prison, I ran into him in adult corrections. I couldn't believe it. It was like seeing a ghost. I was like, well, we meet again as an adult. It's one of those things. It's like, did you always think we'd meet here again? Because I know I was a hellion when I was a teenager. But yeah, that was crazy. Good guy. Never perverted. Always like a father figure. Those interactions have been very rare. But Bruce and Mr. Covington, crazy enough, both black men, never were weirdos. So I know that good men exist. I know that there are men that are not weak, because that's what it is. When you let lust take over and you cross that line, you're a weak man. There's certain relationships that we're deemed to have in life, and certain other relationships that we're never deemed to have, and things that should never happen. So not everybody's bad, just my family. I'm joking. I really think it's no, and what I'm not joking about is the fact that everybody I run into up there is a fucking asshole. Everybody absolutely is living in misery in that state. That is not an understatement. When I simply can't live out of my car because people at Walmart or Lowe's or wherever feel some type of way about me living out of a car, that's pathetic. I am homeless. And you care about what I'm doing? Like, in public. You know what I mean? That's you don't deal with shit like that down here. People have their own lives. People are wrapped up in their own shit. Ain't nobody worried about what you doing down here. It's crazy. It's crazy. North Carolinians, I don't know, man. I think it's a generational thing. I also think that people are so used to the bullshit. Y'all don't even realize the level of childishness that goes on in that state. Y'all are just so used to it and wrapped up in it. The manipulation, the two-facedness, the lies, the deceit, the betrayal. Like, that's just natural behavior to y'all, to fuck each other over, talk shit about each other, and fucking... That's just natural to them people up there. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. I've dealt with it my whole life. And thank God, when I was, a teenager, I started traveling, and as soon as I got a driver's license, I was out of there. I had to find out if the whole world was like that. They're not. They're not. Let me tell you, they're not. There are still good people in the world, but they're very few, far, and in between in North Carolina, honey. That's all I'm saying. Love you. Please don't take it personal. That's just been my experience. That's been my own experience. The racism, the level of racism that people carry within them up there is ridiculous. The majority of people that you meet up there, absolutely, they have racist tendencies. They have racist beliefs. When they get around their best buddies, they make racist fucking jokes. And I don't want to be anywhere where people fucking behave like that. Where I'm judged because I listen to rap music. That's the type of place North Carolina is. If I go out to the rodeo with my friends, and I got my friends in the car, and I start playing, I don't know, anybody, Tupac, freaking, I don't know, anybody. The Mexican OT, y'all know I love the Mexican OT. Let's say I put on the Mexican OT. People in the car be like, oh, you into Hispanics now? You like Mexicans now? Maybe. Why? Is there a problem? That's that North Carolina shit. Down here, it's completely different. I ain't never heard nobody say some shit like that down here. And this is Florida. You would think that they'd be like saying all kinds of redneck shit, Absolutely not. How dare you judge me because of what I like to listen to? And so what if I want to marry a black man? If I want to marry a black man, that's my damn business. And I might. Who knows? I don't know who God sent me yet. I just know he's alive. Because he's got to be at least 45. You know what I mean? I just know he's alive. I don't know where he's at. I don't know when we're going to meet. I don't know what color he going to be. But that's that shit I'm talking about. I was absolutely raised in a house. My father used to tell me, if you ever bring a black man home, I will murder you. I heard that every day as a child. You mess with a black man or a Mexican and I will murder you. And I'll be damned if I'm going to be confined by the abuse that I fucking had to endure as a child. Because I don't believe that way. I was raised better than that somehow. It's probably because I was raised by black people in certain settings, Thank God. Thank God. Right? That's what I mean when I say that I'm grateful for my time in high school. Yeah, I was picked on because I was different. I was picked on because I wore cowboy boots and everybody had Jordans and damn shell toes. But outside of the jokes, none of them were for real. You know, I feel like sometimes people point out differences, especially in like high school and middle school, because it's like hee hee ha ha. It's like a way to, how can I say it, when kids do it. It's not like they're for real. Now, some bullies are, but the people that I went to school with, they weren't bullying me. They were, I don't know, they were, you know, kind of like class clowns. I can't think of the word. It was more of a, they were pointing out the differences, kind of endurement. I know that sounds crazy, but things was different in the 90s and 2000s. People would crack on you and then laugh with you. See, it's different today. People want to talk shit to you to try to see you cry. It was different back then. We would crack on each other to kind of, I don't know, and we would laugh with each other about it. So it was different back then. It's not like that now. But I'm so grateful for those experiences, because North Carolina is that type of place where, I don't know. I don't know if they stuck in the past. I don't know if they think that they're progressive and they own some new shit. All I know is I see so much evil up there that I do not see in the southern states. Plain and simple. I don't make the rules, unfortunately. You know, I lived out of my car for a year, and I went through absolute fucking hell this past year because of living in those states. Why don't I have those problems everywhere else? Why is it just North Carolina? There's no comparison to my life in North Carolina in comparison to living in South Carolina, in Charleston, and Jacksonville, and all of these beautiful places that I've been. You fucking step foot in the most hood fucking place up in South Carolina, and them motherfuckers nice as hell. Hey, and they more southern than me. I love that part. I mean, you never know what's going to come out of somebody's mouth in South Carolina. You might be getting a city boy, but he's still going to sound like a banjo, honey. South Carolina, I love South Carolina. Okay, first of all, the people are just amazing. Everybody's nice. Everybody's nice. I ain't never had a bad experience in South Carolina. There's a reason for that. I think it's the sunshine and the scenery, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It's completely different. People do not lash out and give you fucking attitude the moment that you meet them. They just don't do that here. They don't do that in South Carolina. They don't do that in Georgia. You walk in somewhere and somebody's like, hey, how you doing? You know, like North Carolina, you walk in to pay your power bill and you're getting fucking attitude from fucking city workers. Like, bitch, what do you have to be mad about? You got a city job with benefits. Why are you yelling? Why are you getting attitude with me? I'm bringing you money. The audacity. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's like that all day, every day in North Carolina. You wake up, you go into Walmart, you get fucking bitch ass looks, bombastic side eye. Some girl almost runs you over with a fucking cart. No respect. No respect. And you look at them and you can tell why they don't respect other people. People that respect themselves carry themselves like they're capable of respecting themselves. They're not lashing out at everybody they meet because they're fucking annoyed with their own life. You know, to lash out at people like that. I'm a firm believer if you're going around treating people like that, especially in a workplace setting, that you're always going to be like that and that it gets worse with age. There's a level of awareness that you have to have over yourself to realize that your actions are affecting other people's lives. And for you to know that and not fix it makes you evil. And people know this. They know that their attitude is nasty. And that's why a lot of people come at me like that, because they've seen me on the internet and they think, let me try to fucking beat this homeless woman down even more because she's a little bit pretty and she runs her mouth about shit that I don't like. How pathetic. You know how many people I get recognize me all over the place in Florida? All the time. I can see them when they, like, you know, I'm like, oh, wow, there goes another one. And they're not out here trying to cause problems in my life. That's a North Carolina thing. Absolutely. I'll stand by it till I die. I'll stand by it till I die. Suffolk. Lipswish? Woodbridge. America sucks. I mean, I know that you and your parents have been going through it, but, like, do you like being back home? Because that's all that matters, is if you want to be there and you like being there. I'm gorgeous, actually. My value comes from my intrinsic value. It comes from inside. I don't put weight on my looks. I mean, that's just an added bonus. And I see it pisses people off when I have respect for myself, clearly, you know. I'm sorry that I don't hate myself like you do, but I'll pray for you. There we go. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I can't help that the majority, look at all the mental health problems we have in this country. It shows that people hate themselves. What I'm saying is just what people don't want to hear. They don't want to admit, oh yeah, I do. People don't want to face their fears. They don't want to look inside and say, hey, what am I doing wrong to contribute to how poorly I treat others? I guess, some people are just going to be shit bags their whole life. The majority. I don't make the rules. That's what statistics show. So, the majority of people will never change. The majority of people will never have the level of awareness that I hold currently. And I feel bad for them. But, that's why I talk about these things, because all things are possible with knowledge. Recognizing that we are all idiots, because I am, and that we know nothing. That's how you gain wisdom and knowledge to do and live by life better. The realization that we have to do better. Gotta do better. What did I pick out to wear? All those jeans. Oh, I don't know how my gut ain't hanging out. I should have a gut down to my butt by now. It's been how many weeks? Oh, I can't get out. I'm stuck. Alright, let's see. I'll show you my stomach. I can't believe I've been eating like crazy. And I'm like, I ain't even worked out my abs in 3 weeks. How? I ain't even worked out my abs in 3. All I've been doing is glutes. I've been gaining weight. I've done put on like 5 or 6 pounds just in my butt. My stomach is staying flat from where I train abs for like 2. I think I trained abs for 3 weeks, and then I stopped because the weather changed and my depression came on, and like, y'all know, this season is crazy. So it's crazy though, muscle memory, because I haven't even trained abs in weeks. I've been just training glutes, and not even the 5 days I'm supposed to train. I've been training like maybe 2-3 weeks. It's just crazy how a little bit of effort, like you ain't even gotta, and you can switch it up. I mean, it's one thing to be like, I'm always like, you gotta be consistent. Oh, I put it in my bag. You gotta be consistent. But even if 1 week, let's say you only walk 2 miles, that's better than nothing. At least you gave it a little effort, at least you did something 1 week. And I mean, oh God, I'm gonna get ran over. Do you see me? Hey, okay, I just want to make sure. Big old kidnap van. Get in, little girl. I got candy strapped to my thigh. Me, little girl. Yes, I'm still a little girl. Who was that? Oh, that was the old man from Chris. Oh God, the old man from Family Guy. Y'all remember that? He had the walker, and he's trying to get Chris to come over all the time. So I usually don't shower this early, but I am today, because I got the place to myself. All right, I gotta go use the bathroom. Well, I'm gonna jump off here and get ready. I need to actually eat something for lunch, but I don't know. Damn it. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Y'all, I don't have any fucking shampoo. I gotta go. I gotta go to the park store and see if I can get some shampoo. I don't have any shampoo. I don't have any body wash. I have no soap. I'm gonna have to go to the store. We'll talk later. Pray for me. Bye.